Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Cindy Aula Ilmi, and today I would like to present my final test statistic. So the content of this presentation is first, the experimental research case, and second, correlational research case. So the case in experimental research that to examine the effectiveness of learning videos in improving student grammar mastery. And two groups were involved. The group A was the experimental group, which was taught using learning videos, while group B was the control group, which was taught using the traditional method. So in the context of this study that comes from an English class at MTS Ar-Rahmah Kediri, that many non-grad students had difficulties in understanding grammar, particularly part of speech. So to solve this problem, learning videos were used as an alternative teaching method. The hypothesis of this study is two hypotheses. The first one is null hypothesis that states there is no significant difference in grammar mastery improvement between students taught using learning videos and those taught using traditional methods. And the alternative hypothesis states there is a significant difference in grammar mastery improvement between students taught using learning videos and those taught using traditional methods. The problem solving, the first is choose the statistical test that based on the data of your research, and second is state the hypothesis. And the next is analysis the data using SPSS. The first is open SPSS, so open the variable view, then type score in name and student scores in label. And next is type group in name and identify one is for treatment and two is for control in values. Next, click the data view and then insert the data in the scores and group columns. Then click Analyze. So choose non-parametric tests, then click Legacy dialogs, and then choose two independent sample tests. And the next is move the variable student scores to the test variable list, and then move group to grouping variable. And then click Define Group. So type 1 in group 1 and type 2 in group 2. Then choose main name. And the next is click Continue and then OK. So this is the SPSS output. The interpretation is the result of the main value test show that the p-value seek to tilt is 0.000 or 0.001, that means less than 0.05. So the conclusion is the Manway test indicate a significant difference in grammar mastery between the learning videos for experimental group and the traditional method for control group. Since the p-value is 0.001, that means it's smaller than the significant level of alpha 0.05, and then the null hypothesis, which states there is no significant difference in grammar mastery between students taught using learning videos and those taught using the traditional method, is rejected. This means that the learning video is effective in improving students' grammar mastery. So next is correlational research case. The case of this research is to examine the relationship between student reading frequency and their English reading achievement among 12th grade students at Mantunganjo. And this study is focused on whether students who read English text is more frequently tend to achieve better results in English reading tests. And the context of this research is at Mantunganjo, 12th grade students show varying level of English reading achievement. Some students achieve high reading scores while others is show that low reading scores. One possible factor that may contribute to this difference is students' reading frequency. Here some students read English text regularly while others is rarely read English materials. So therefore, this study was conducted to examine whether there is a relationship between student reading frequency and their reading achievement. And the hypothesis of this study is divided into two hypotheses. The first one is null hypothesis that states there is no significant correlation between student reading frequency and English reading achievement of 12th grade students at Mantu Nganjuk. And the alternative hypothesis is that there is a significant correlation between student reading frequency and English reading achievement of 12th grade students at Mantu Nganjuk. So the problem solving is the first choose the statistical test, and the next is the hypothesis. So the next is analysis the data using SPSS. First is open SPSS, so open the variable view, then type frequency and reading in the name, and then type reading frequency and reading achievement in the label column. And the next is move to data view and input the data. Then click analyze, so correlate, and the next is view And the last is move the frequency and reading to the right box. Then tick the person and then click OK. So here is the SPSS output. The interpretation is show that coefficient of correlation is 0.996, and it shows a very strong positive relationship between student reading frequency and English reading achievement. So the result indicate that students who read English text more frequently tend to obtain higher reading achievement scores. The significant value significant is less than 0.01, which means that the correlation is statistically significant. The conclusion of this research is, since the p-value is lower than the significance level, the null hypothesis is rejected. This means that there is a relationship between student reading frequency and English reading achievement of 12th grade students at Mantu Nganjuk. In general, students with higher reading frequency tend to achieve better results in English reading achievement. So that is all for me. I'm so sorry if there's a mistake. And then I said, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.